Darling, do you have to make that awful noise?
What awful noise?
That awful clicking noise. Aren't you aware you're doing it?
Doing what?
It's very irritating, especially when I've had to read this drivel that Edgar's thinking of publishing.
I'm sorry, I didn't realise. Was I doing it again?
You always do it when you're pleased with the sales figures.
Really?
Or else you groan like some constipated bear.
Constipate? What on earth are you talking about?
When you're unhappy with the sales figures, you go...
Don't be ridiculous.
You do?
I don't.
You do!
Do I?
Honestly.
How extraordinary.
Figures bad, are they?
Awful. How do you know?
Because you're groaning. I'm going into another room. I can't concentrate.
No, no, no. It's all right. It's all right. I'm packing it in. April and May made delightful reading, but June will give me nightmares if I continue.
Try reading this garbage. Love in a Snowdrift. P.J. Curtis would be hard-pressed to sell this to Mills and Boone.
Is that the one about the girl explorer from the Midwest who meets up with Scott of the Antarctic in the afterlife and falls in love with him?
Yes. I didn't know you'd read it.
Edgar insisted. He wants my opinion at tomorrow's editorial meeting.
That's why I'm reading it. He asked for any reasons why we shouldn't publish. Oh, he hasn't bought it, has he?
Lord, I hope not. He must be interested. That's why he's asked for our views.
It's dreadful.
I only got as far as the girl and Scott setting up home in the igloo.
Oh, that's right at the beginning.
I know. I couldn't take any more.
You didn't read the blubber sequence, then?
Blubber sequence?
Oh, pretty graphic.
Where is it?
No. You wade through the rest of the rubbish if you want to read the juicy bits.
Oh.
I do worry about Edgar's taste. I can't think what he's doing, even considering garbage like that.
He hasn't got any taste. He's a businessman. That's why we're there, to advise him what's commercial and what isn't.
And what has literary merit and what hasn't.
Yes, but most important, what's commercial, with a modicum of literary merit.
Well, Love in a Snowdrift doesn't come into either category. It's illiterate, uncommercial junk.
What about this blubber sequence? Do you think that might sell a few thousand copies?
I was teasing. Even the sexy bits are boring.
Oh. It's ringing.
I know. It'll stop if you answer it.
I wonder who it is.
Well, it has to be someone from the office. That's why we put in the extra line, so people can ring you without giving the game away.
It's never rung before.
Thank heavens we're getting value for money. Oh, answer it.
Oh, keep quiet. They mustn't know you're here.
Oh, for goodness sake, answer the phone.
Shh. Donald Fairchild?
Donald, it's Anthea. I hope I didn't wake you.
No, I'm in bed looking at the sales figures. It's Anthea.
Well, don't tell me. I'm not supposed to be here.
Shh.
Hello, Donald?
Sorry, the cat just jumped on my balance sheet.
What good taste. You probably read the June figures.
Yes. Well, what can I do for you, Anthea? Hang on. Caroline, that is not funny. Right, I got rid of the cat. Now, what can I do for you?
I'm sorry to ring so late, but I've just had a call from Edgar's secretary. He won't be back from Paris until lunchtime, so the editorial meeting is being shifted to the afternoon, 2:15.
Oh, I haven't got my diary here, but that should be okay.
Good. Oh, do you have Caroline's number? I'd like to let her know.
Would you like me to telephone her?
That's all right, I'll do it.
She wants your number.
Well, give it to her. You know it, don't you?
Right, I've got it here somewhere. Fielding.
Meow. Is that your cat again?
Yes. Ah, here it is. Fielding Caroline. From London, it's 0296 23190.
Thanks. You don't think it's too late to ring her, do you?
No. I think she'll be wading through manuscripts.
Meow. That's why I want to let her know the meeting's changed. Well, good night, Donald. See you tomorrow.
Night. Thanks for calling.
Don't forget to put the cat out.
No. Good night.
I didn't know you had a cat, Mr. Fairchild.
I sometimes think you want people to find out we're married.
Well, you do annoy me. Nobody at work has a clue about us, so why don't you just answer the phone normally instead of jumping about like a cat in hot bricks?
I'd rather you didn't talk about cats.
Oh, I wonder who that could be at this time of night. Hello.
Caroline, it's Anthea.
Anthea, what a lovely surprise.
I hope I didn't wake you.
No, I'm just fine. I only saw the last 10 minutes.
I didn't like it as much as the one the week before.
We better make a move. It's nearly 2:45. You do understand about the phones, don't you?
I think so, but wouldn't it all be a lot easier if you just told them you're married?
Oh, we can't, Mrs. Bentley. It's against company rules. One of us would have to leave. Oh, come on, darling. We're going to be late.
Coming!
Mind you, I suppose it's quite a good idea, really. It's a recipe for disaster, husband and wives working together.
Oh, Donald and I are getting on all right.
Oh, yes, because you're pretending not to be married. If you had to behave the way you do normally, you wouldn't get on so well, would you?
Donald, are you coming or not?
Just a minute.
Because you're going to make me late.
Mrs. Fairchild,
Yes.
I know I'm a bit slow, but does that phone have anything to do with that phone?
No, Mrs. Bentley. The new one is a completely separate line. Now, look. I'll show you. No.
I mustn't answer it.
I'll answer it. Leave it to me, I'll answer it. And keep quiet, for heaven's sake. Fairchild here.
Oh, hello, Fairchild. Fielding here. Hurry up or we'll miss our train.
I'll be home latish tonight, by the way. I've got the authors of the year due at Hatchard's.
Let me know what train you're on and I'll pick you up.
Lovely. Just like the old days.
Oh, Lord, I've got Rebecca Palmer coming in at 12:30 to discuss her latest book.
That's all right. The editorial meeting's not till 2:15.
Yes, but I've got to take her out to lunch. You know what writers are like. They're so insecure. Not giving them lunch is worse than a rejection slip.
Well, get back as soon as you can. Edgar will understand, especially if you're wooing one of our best-selling authors.
You know, I can't get over how bad this novel is.
What? Love on an ice cap?
Love in the Snowdrift. Yours is probably a better title. You don't think Edgar's paid in advance?
Possibly.
What on earth are we going to say to him?
Tell him the truth, that it's trite, illiterate, unreadable rubbish, and the best place for it is the shredder.
Don't you think that's rather sugaring the pill?
Yes, I love cats, but they don't like me. I come out in a dreadful rash when I'm near them.
Oh, dear.
What make is yours?
Oh, just an ordinary tabby. And nothing special, but he's quite sweet.
What do you call him?
Brian. I wonder where Caroline is.
She's having lunch with Rebecca Palmer. She's just delivered the final draft of her new book.
Ah, most important. You know how insecure writers are. Not giving them lunch is worse than a rejection slip.
Well, yes, mind you, the new one's very good. I think it's her best yet.
I certainly hope it's better than this. Love in a Snowdrift by P.J. Curtis. Biggest load of rubbish.
Donald, do you know who P.J. Curtis is?
Should I?
It's Mrs. Franklin III.
Edgar's wife?
Sorry I had to switch the meeting, ladies and gentlemen. Paris is always delightful, but at this time of year it's irresistible, and occasionally Oasis has to yield to my dear wife's wishes. I trust none of you were too inconvenienced.
Caroline should be here any minute. She had a lunch appointment with Rebecca Palmer, which she couldn't change. She sends her apologies.
No apologies needed. She's one of our top-selling authors.
Would you excuse me for a moment, Edgar? I've left my notes in my office.
Sure. Writers are so insecure, I always say not giving them lunch is worse than a rejection slip.
Nicky, Miss Fielding should be coming in any minute. Before she goes to the boardroom, would you give her a vitally important message?
Oh, but she's already here, Mr. Fairchild. She just went up in the lift.
I think it's vital to keep an open mind, especially when discussing new writers, and it should not be in an...
Oh, Don, good. We're just starting. Caroline's about to give us her views on Love in a Snowdrift. Please continue.
I was just saying, Donald, it should not be in an editor's nature to be negative. She, or he, should try and be constructive where possible, and even when there's only the slightest glimmer of writing talent, I always try to give a word of encouragement. Having said that, there are writers to whom encouragement would not only be a disservice, but a positive act of cruelty. P.J. Curtis is such a writer. Love in a Snowdrift is trite, illiterate, unreadable rubbish. A horrible hodgepodge of styles. The best place for it is the shredder. I can't think what we're doing discussing garbage like that.
Thank you. Well, I think we can take it that Caroline was not too impressed with Love in a Snowdrift. Don, can we have your thoughts?
Well, I think Caroline's being a little hard on P.J. Curtis. Whilst the book certainly lacks craft and a professional touch, one can't dismiss Love in a Snowdrift just like that. It shows a certain promise. And there are certain passages in the book which sparkle. I think under the right editorial guidance, P.J. Curtis could prove to be quite an imaginative and peppy writer. What was I supposed to do? There is such a thing as diplomacy, you know.
Diplomacy is one thing. That was blatant hypocrisy.
Oh, come on. You were pretty shocked when Edgar revealed who P.J. Curtis was.
I was not shocked. I was surprised. I was shocked at your total lack of moral fibre, you wimp.
I don't mind being called a Judas, but wimp is too much.
Well, the book stinks and you know it. Having heard me give my views with which you agreed, you should have backed me up. You would have done too if you hadn't known it was Edgar's wife.
That's the point. You've been out of publishing for nearly 20 years. You've got to learn that you can't ignore politics in business.
Politics.
I let Edgar hear a little bit of what he wanted to hear. I made it patently clear that we shouldn't publish, but in such a way that I didn't offend anybody.
Well, you offended me.
Well, that just goes to show that company policy is right. It isn't practicable, married couples working together.
That has nothing to do with it. As far as I am concerned, you are sales and marketing director, and I am editorial director, not your wife.
Shh, someone might hear.
And I'd say the same thing to any member of staff who reneged on his opinion.
I didn't renege. I tempered my views.
Caroline, excuse me, Don. I'd like to thank you for your frank and succinct report on Love in a Snowdrift. Your views coincide with mine entirely, but of course there's no way I could say that to my wife. It had to come unsolicited from a member of staff, especially editorial, and I thank you. There are certain times when one has to use diplomacy. Right, Don?
Thanks for meeting me. Thought perhaps I was pushing my luck when I rang from Marylebone.
Darling, work's one thing, home's another. You must differentiate between Caroline Fielding, editorial director, and Caroline Fairchild, your wife.
I know.
My beef is with Donald Fairchild, sales and marketing director, not with my husband. I still love you, even if you
Thank
are...
you, darling.
I haven't finished. I still love you, even if you are an underhand pig.
Well, thank you all the same.
We won't talk about it anymore.
Thank you.
But you are an idiot, you know.
I thought we weren't going to talk about it.
Okay. But there are times when politics and diplomacy should go out of the window. To thine own self be true.
All right. You've made your point.
How was the Authors of the Year do?
Ah, well, I think I may have pulled off a little coup. I got talking to Roland Harkness.
Roland Harkness, who wrote the Harry Challoner books.
The same.
Oh, he's a wonderful writer.
Yes, but his sales have dropped off. His last book only sold $250,000. No. But he feels his publishers are taking him for granted, not marketing him properly. And I convinced him that he was right. He's coming to see me tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, it would be marvellous if you could get him. Who publishes him?
McFarlane's. He's seeing them tomorrow at 12:30. They'll probably take him out to lunch, wine him and dine him, offer him the olive branch. But I think they've left it too late. He'll move to Oasis if I have anything to do with it.
Well done, darling.
Yes. All in all, not a bad evening's work.
C'est vrai, c'est un donut.
You see what I mean, Edgar? It should be more Spartan. It's too fussy.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, I'm a little early, but I was wondering if Mr. Fairchild is available. My name is Roland Harkness.
Oh, Mr. Harkness, yes, Mr. Fairchild is expecting you, but he's not here at the moment. He thought that you were coming in after lunch.
The Roland Harkness.
Yes?
I'm Caroline Fielding, the editorial director. Donald Fairchild said you were coming in, but I think he was expecting you between 2:30 and 3. He was under the impression you were lunching with your publishers.
Yeah, so was I. Oh, the so-and-sos didn't even offer me a dry sherry.
Excuse me. Edgar, may I introduce Roland Harkness?
Roland Harkness? What a pleasure. Welcome to Oasis.
The point is, Harkness is feeling insecure. He feels McFarlane see him just as a money-making machine turning out his 2 books a year. Now, I want to capitalize on that insecurity. So make out McFarlane's promotion is so lacking you haven't heard of his latest book.
What's it called?
The Almond Tree.
I haven't heard of it.
That's the idea.
No, I haven't heard of it.
Well, there you are. Proves my point.
Well, thank you. It was certainly more palatable that way.
Yes, I'm sure it was.
Excuse me, is there anywhere I can wash my hands? Down the stairs on the right-hand side.
John? Guess who Caroline's working on? Roland Harkness? Look, why don't you and Anthea join us for coffee and we'll introduce you.
How many times do I have to tell you? I didn't get a chance to say anything to Edgar before we saw you in the restaurant. I had no intention of stealing your thunder.
Well, you did.
Only for a second. He knows now. Even Roland Harkness himself said you were responsible for his going to Oasis. Edgar thinks you're the best thing since square crisps. Come on. I'll make you a nice dinner.
Ah, just like the old days. When I'd come home and you'd be here to make a fuss of me.
Well, I am here and I am making a fuss of you.
No, it's not the same. When I was at Ginsberg's, I could come home and let rip, have a good moan about any of the staff who were getting on my nerves, especially the editorial director. I can't do that now.
Oh, of course you can. I told you yesterday, you have to learn to distinguish between me as your wife and me as your colleague at work. If you want to have a good moan about your editorial director, feel free. Go on.
Well, you,
No, she. You're talking to your wife now, remember, not your editorial director.
Right. Well, she's got some very irritating habits.
Yes, go on. Get it out of your system.
Well, she insists on sending handwritten memos. I've told her on numerous occasions that memos must be typed by the secretaries and a copy kept on file. She ignores me.
Fair enough. Have a good man.
Okay. Well, another thing, book covers.
Yes.
She regards it as a decision between herself and the art department. She ignores the fact that sales input is vital when it comes to the look of a book. It's my chaps who are the guys who have to get out there in the field and sell the blessed things.
Must be very irritating, darling.
It is. And another thing. In meetings, she's got this infuriating habit of always saying, yes, I agree, when you know damn well she doesn't.
Yes, I agree.
And she persists in going over my head. She's always sneaking off to see Edgar without consulting me. The words diplomacy and politics don't seem to be in her vocabulary. She seems to forget that I'm far more experienced. For God's sake, I've been in the publishing business for nearly 30 years. Just because she discovered the turgid Dartington trilogy 3,000 years ago, she thinks she's God's gift to the literary world. And Edgar thinks the sun shines out of her bottom. I mean, what is she? A jumped-up proofreader.
Feeling better, darling?
Yes, I feel a lot better now.
Good.
I tell you what, I'm starving. What's for dinner?
Nothing.
What?
Well, you see, that awful sales and marketing director has put me in such a foul mood that I don't feel like cooking. Perhaps my husband would like to take me out to dinner.